Hi friends, this is Bilal Heather once again with yet another video about cryptocurrencies. Last video which I made, I talked about the trading itself. Um, um, but in this video part, I will go from the very first step of getting to know what is a cryptocurrency, and then I will tell you where to get cryptocurrencies, how to trade cryptocurrencies, um, how to mine cryptos, what is different kind of mining that is available at this point. Okay, so let's start with a very brief introduction about cryptocurrencies. So a cryptocurrency is a virtual currency that is not a paper, a metal coin, um, or gold or silver. It's not that. It is virtual currency that sits on internet. Okay, it is decentralized currency. That means that in case US dollar or British pound or any other fiat currency, you have a central body that is governing that. That is in control of it. They decide how much money they want to print, or um, if they want to change some design on it or whatever. They decide, a central body or central government decides how that's gonna happen. Okay, but in cryptocurrency, there is no central government that controls it, but it is controlled by the people who join the network. Okay, so this makes it very useful, because you know how much currency is being issued, or how much money is printing at the moment. So it's all available on the internet, and there is a specific thing which is called mining, that prints this or issues this cryptocurrency. Okay, that we'll talk about in a later slide. The next thing is, because it has no central location and it is decentralized, you can actually start your own bank. Okay, you can use your computer to start a node. Okay, a node is basically that, if you start a node, you can actually store your cryptocurrency in your computer. Okay, but these days people have made some websites. They have their servers running there, and on those servers they are running nodes of these cryptocurrencies. Okay, so basically they are running banks. Okay, where you can actually visit their websites, sign up with them, and create a wallet, and you can store your cryptocurrencies there. But you can also use your own computer to store your own cryptocurrencies, and that will be more safe, I think. But because people have made it very secure on their servers, so it's not like you can use their services also. Okay, and a cryptocurrency is based on cryptography that is used to secure it. Okay, and that is based on maths. Okay, so there is some maths formulas that run behind the scenes to do this cryptocurrency stuff. Okay, and cryptocurrencies are very fast. Like, you can send a transaction from US to Australia within some cryptocurrencies. The time is very low, less than 5 minutes actually. Okay, so if you just type their address, choose the cryptocurrency that you want to send, and click send button, it will be confirmed within 5 minutes. Okay, it is very secure because it's based on maths, and it is a computer program that some programmers have written, and basically that makes it secure when you are using cryptography in it, and maths behind that makes it secure, okay, and fast actually, okay. And the next thing is, when you're sending a fiat currency from one country to another country, the transaction is confirmed maybe in 5 days, maybe sometimes more, and it goes through central bodies like the state banks, and they collect the taxes and all that. But in cryptocurrencies, you just send from one person to another person. There is no central third party involved in this. Okay, so if I am sending some cryptos to you, then I am sending to you directly. There is no central body behind us. Okay, so this also makes it very fast, that I already told you that within 5-10 minutes the transaction is confirmed, and you had no borders between those, and you're not paying any taxes. And also sending from one person to another, the transaction costs are very low compared to um, sending fiat currency via banks. Okay, so bank will charge their transaction fees, the government will charge some taxes, and that will become huge burden on you, let's say that. Okay, and one more thing I want to talk about cryptocurrencies, because it is decentralized, like governments and banks hate it, okay, because they're not getting taxes out of it, the transaction costs are low, and they're basically hating it. Yeah, so who cares? So let's move on to the next slide. So where can I get cryptocurrencies? So there are two methods of getting them or earning them basically. The first one is buying them from some exchange market. Okay, there there are many exchange markets, like 4,000 of them. Exchange markets are available these days, from where you can buy them cryptocurrencies, you can sell them cryptocurrencies, and it is very easy these days. Okay, the second part is mining. Okay, mining is not like you go and from some mountain, or maybe you start digging that mountain and get the cryptocurrency from there. No, it's not that. Mining is different here. Mining has a different story, or a detail behind it, and that I think I will talk in next slide maybe. Okay, no. So next slide I am talking about exchange markets. Okay, and I will actually go and show you some exchange markets also, and I will talk about mining a little bit later. Okay, so for now, just think of it like there are two ways to get cryptocurrencies. The first one is actually go and buy from some exchange market, and the second method is mine them. Okay, so we'll talk both of them in a minute. So let's talk about exchange markets. So what are exchange markets? So back in 2009, when Bitcoin came out, it was very difficult to get them. Okay, so I mean, there was only one way to get them, I guess, and that was mining them. Okay, using your own computer, using your CPU power to mine them, or it was difficult to actually buy them. Okay, maybe you have to deal with some person who is actually mining those cryptocurrencies, and you have to go and ask him that, okay, hey guy, hey buddy, I know you are mining cryptocurrencies, and I don't want to mine them. I just want to buy them from you, because I don't want to keep my system running 24/7, and I don't want to stuck in that, and I just want to pay you some dollars and just give me those bitcoins which you have mined. So back in those days, I guess it was the only way, but these days there are lots of exchange markets around there. I guess there are more than 4,000 markets these days available. And uh, personally, which I used poloniX.com, and I've been using it from 2016. And I also used hitbtc.com. Actually, that was my first exchange which I used to um, trade cryptocurrencies. And also there are a couple of more. So let's actually go ahead and show you some. So what I will do, I will go to my web browser, and this website which you can see on my screen is called coinmarketcap.com, and it shows you how many cryptocurrencies are there at this point. So at this point there are about 800 cryptocurrencies available, and there are like 4,400 markets where you can buy or sell these cryptocurrencies. Okay, this website actually shows us very interesting data about these cryptocurrencies, and it tells us that this coin market has $93 billion market cap. Okay, and past 24 hours, I guess about 3 billion worth of $3 billion worth of cryptocurrencies were traded. So in past 24 hours, there was $3 billion worth of cryptocurrencies were traded. And also we see that Bitcoin is still the mother, because it's the mother, because it was the first cryptocurrency, and its dominance is 44%. So 44% of the market cap or the trading volume or whatever is of Bitcoin. Okay, now because we were talking about exchange markets, but before that let's actually see the exchange rates at the point. So currently Bitcoin is trading at $2,500, and this is the total coin supply at the moment which is circulating around the world, and it has $41 billion market cap, and a 24 hours volume which was traded is about $900 million. Okay, let's actually go ahead and click Bitcoin. And what I want to show you that where you can find markets that trade these cryptocurrencies. Okay, so once you click that Bitcoin, you come here and find markets, and under this you will find many exchange markets that are currently trading Bitcoin. Okay, so there are tons of them, loads of them. And personally which I used is poloniX, and I also used Bitrex. Okay, and I didn't use Kraken, but it is very famous. And I also used HitBTC. It will be there somewhere down below, so I guess here it is. Okay, so let me actually go ahead and show you my poloniX account here, and let me refresh that, and let me go to USD. Okay, so basically this is an exchange market where you can buy or sell cryptocurrencies. Okay, so these are the cryptocurrencies which they are offering at this time. Okay, there are lots of them here actually. Okay, so if you want to buy some Ethereum, the first you must have some Bitcoins with you, and from those Bitcoins you can come here and you can easily buy Ethereum, Litecoins, and all those cryptocurrencies. Okay, so let's go back to slides. Okay, so we have seen that how you can find some exchange markets from where you can buy or sell cryptocurrencies. Okay. The next thing which we want to talk about is mining. Okay. So what is mining? Mining is, let me go back to blockchain. So this is a website where you can create a wallet, and that wallet you can use to store your bitcoins. Okay, this is just there are many websites that allow you to store bitcoins or any other cryptocurrencies that they may support or may not support. Okay, you can also store your bitcoins on Poloniex. You can also store your bitcoins on blockchain. Okay, so there are lots of options these days. So what I was talking about mining. So what is mining? Mining is, so let's talk, before actually talk about mining, let's talk about how a transaction is processed. Okay, so if I am sitting here and there is no central body, how I'm going to send a transaction from me to you. Okay, so how I want to do that, that is done basically like, if remember I talked about nodes, running a node or running a bank on your computer. That is basically maintaining all the transactions that happened from 2009 up to now on your computer. So you have all the data, that ledger that has all the information about all the transactions that have been made until now. Okay, so you can get that because it is decentralized. So many people are running nodes because the only way to keep it alive, run as many nodes as possible. Okay, so if someday like Federal Reserve come after Bitcoin, there will be like tens of thousands of nodes running around, so they cannot stop it. Okay, so how a transaction is processed. So every time I send a transaction to someone else, that transaction goes into a pool, a pending transactions pool. Okay, so I don't know if I can go and see it here. Let me actually go to another cryptocurrency which is called Litecoin, and I will tell you what I'm talking about, what I mean actually. So you can see here, these are the transactions which are happening real time now. Okay, so someone is sending some Litecoins to someone else. All those transactions go to a pending transaction pool. Okay, so every time you make a transaction, that goes to pending transactions, and from that pending transactions, miners come into effect. Okay, so miners, they choose certain transactions, like if there are let me go back to Litecoin. So if there are like 8,000 pending transactions, so what will happen, every miner will take all of them or some of those transactions and make a block out of those. Okay, a block will have a hash value, a height value, and there are certain information attached to a block. Okay, but the main part is the block will contain all the pending transactions that are still pending. Okay, so there are like 8,000 pending transactions. So miners will take all those transactions and make a block, and then they will start hashing them. They will use their mining power to compute hashes. What is a hash? Hash is this. You can see this is the number, which is B33E54. This is a hash. Okay, at this is actually a transaction ID, but if I click a block, okay, so this, you can see this is a hash, okay, this is this block's hash, okay. So what miners do, they 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 take all the pending transactions and they start computing the hashes, okay. And then from those miners, maybe let's say there are about 10 miners that are on the top, okay, they will start mining hashes, and from like one of them will get their hash approved, okay. You can grasp the concept like this, okay. So one of the miners hash will be accepted, and that will be added to the blockchain, okay. So every time a new block is found by some miner, that is attached with the blockchain, okay. So let's say let's go back to blockchain.info, and let's see this is Bitcoin's blockchain, okay. So you can see here that this block was mined by btc.top, this block was mined by Bitfurry, this block was mined by mempool, okay, and so on. So after every few minutes a new block is found, okay. So now one question which you might want to ask is why those miners are mining, why they are burning their electricity, and why they are like computing hashes, and they just want that hash to be accepted by the network. Why they are doing this? They are doing this because whenever you mine a block, you get a reward from it, okay. So let's take this block for example, and this is block number 474765, and we can see that this block was mined by Antpool, okay. And if you scroll down a little bit, you will see that the very first transaction on top of this block is, it has no initial, like there is no whenever you send bitcoins from one person to another, you will have an address, a Bitcoin address, and you will be sending it to someone else's address, okay. But you will see here that there is no input address, okay. So this is a transaction that is newly created. So these bitcoins are newly generated or newly issued, if you will, okay. So these bitcoins, which are 14.95 bitcoins, they were newly generated and they were paid to Antpool, okay. So whenever you mine a block, a miner mines a block, he gets a reward from that, okay. And these today's market value of this much is $37,000, $37,572 to be exact, okay. So whenever a miner mines a block, he actually what he is doing, he is processing the transactions. So this block contains like hundreds of transactions, okay. So this guy sent some bitcoins to these addresses, okay, and he sent like $2,300 almost, okay. So a miner basically processes transactions, and if a miner's block is accepted, then he gets the reward. So now you know, if someone is sitting there and he is using his electricity, he is using his internet powers and bandwidth and all that, he is doing that because he wants to mine blocks and he wants to get reward from that, okay. So miners are basically people or group of people. So there also comes the mining pool where thousands of people join together and use their hashing power combined to mine a pool, to mine a block, and then that block's reward is distributed among all of those people. Okay, so miners basically help this thing, this blockchain running, and they process transactions basically. So if for some day you wanted to run a bank, okay, and you wanted to start mining those currencies, you will do the same thing. You will start mining blocks, and whenever you mine a block successfully, you will get the reward for it. Okay, so that's how this cryptocurrency is working. So now you know what is mining. So now let's talk about what are the different types of minings that you can do today. Okay, so there are two types of mining that you can do. The first one is um, hardware mining. Basically, it's all hardware mining, but I have categorized it into two things. Okay, so the first one, I call it hardware mining, where you set up your own hardware, and I will tell you in next slide what are different types of hardware that you can use to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, and there are two types of mining. One I call it hardware mining, where you set up your own hardware and use that to mine. That is only one-time investment. You get the hardware set up in your house, in your office, in your farmhouse, wherever. You start it, you just keep it running, and it will mine cryptocurrencies for you. It needs some specific softwares that I will also go into detail in the next couple of slides. Okay, the second type of mining is cloud mining. Okay, cloud mining is people have actually built mining farms. Okay, they put lots of investment in this business. Okay, so if I have like one computer, I have one CPU, like the mining farm will have thousands of those. Okay, and that mining farm, those people, they put a lot of investment there, and they use their power, that their computers power, to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, and they also offer their mining power to all the people around the world, so that they can rent their hashing power or mining power, and use their mining power to mine cryptocurrencies of their own choice. Okay, like um, if I'm sitting here and I don't want to set up a hardware, I'm a very lazy person, I don't know how to set up the hardware, I don't know anything about that, but I still want to mine. What I will do, I will find a cloud mining service. I will go there, make an account, set up an account. I will put my investment there, and I will buy a contract, and that contract will be used to rent hashing power from some mining farm, and that I will use to mine my own choice cryptocurrency. Okay, that I will also go into detail in the next couple of slides. So let's move forward. Okay, let's talk about hardware mining for a moment. So hardware mining, there are three types of hardware mining. The first one is CPU mining. That is, you use your own computer's CPU. That is, maybe you're using Core i7, you're using Core i5, whatever the CPU you have, you can use that to mine cryptocurrencies. These days, because it's not sufficient to mine one Bitcoin from using your CPU, so you can actually use that, but for these days it's not very profitable. Okay, so I will show you a demo on how to do that, but it's not very profitable. CPU mining, what it says, it's basically you're using your own computer to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, I will show you a demo in a later slide. The next thing is GPU mining. What is GPU? GPUs are graphics cards like you see in the picture. Okay, So you see this is a mining rig that someone built. Okay, so what he is using Intel Celeron processor. He's using this ASRock H61 Pro BTC motherboard. There's some other information about that. It's using 30 GB SSD, and I think this guy is using 4 GB RAM. I think that's the RAM. Okay, so he built that mining rig for himself. So like early times in 2009, CPU mining was a thing because the difficulty was very low. It was not very easy actually, but it was still easy to mine cryptocurrencies using CPUs like your own computers. But these days CPU, because the difficulty is very high, you cannot actually mine profitable. Like it's not profitable. You can still mine cryptocurrencies using CPU, but it's not profitable. Like you will burn more power and mine less coins, so it's not very profitable these days. But still I will show you a demo of that. Now GPUs, so as you can see in this picture, this is a guy. He set up like 1 2 3 4 5 6 graphics cards, and it needs a lot of information. Like it needs details on how to set up this mining, because you can see here he's using this metal frame, and he set up these graphics cards here. Under here he's using this motherboard, which is ASRock H61 Pro BTC. He's using a power supply there. He's using SSD. And setting up this mining rig will cost a lot of dollars actually. But once it is set up, it can be used to mine any cryptocurrency you like. You want to mine Bitcoins, you want to mine Ethereum, you want to mine Litecoins, whatever, these graphics cards will mine those cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if you're using CPU, very low, not profitable these days. If you're using GPUs, it's one-time investment. Okay, and once you build that hardware, you can start mining from the very day you build that. Okay, needs couple of softwares to be installed, couple of settings you want to do. There's lots of videos about that on the internet these days. YouTube is full of those miners where they show off their mining rigs, GPU mining rigs. So you can actually go ahead and watch those videos for that. But in this video part, I'm just giving examples and showing you what are different kinds of minings that you can do. All right. The next thing is in hardware mining. The next thing is ASIC mining. And what is ASIC is people build some specific integrated circuits to do only the mining stuff. Okay, like if you can use this GPU to play games on your computer. Basically, it can be used for multiple purposes. You may want to use it for 3D modeling, or maybe you can use for playing games. Okay, you can do certain stuff with whatever stuff you can do with your computer. You can do that stuff with this mining hardware. Okay, it's basically a computer. Okay, but with ASIC mining, that ASIC machine, it is specially built for only mining purpose. Okay, it cannot do anything else. It will only mine. And I will show you CPU mining, very low, not profitable. GPU mining, profitable, still profitable, but it has low hash rate compared to ASICs. Okay, so if GPU is mining 250 mega hashes, ASIC may be mining at 14 terahashes. Okay, these days there are some companies that built their ASIC mining machines, you can say, or they built their integrated circuits that especially do the mining stuff, and they took their hashing power from a few mega or kilo hashes to terahashes. Okay, and I will show you those maybe in next slide. Okay. You know what is CPU mining, a little bit about that. You know GPU mining, a little bit about that. You know about ASIC mining, a little bit about that. Just an introduction, but I will tell you detail in the next slides. Let's move on. So now I will show you a demo on mining CPU mining demo. And there are two types of things that you can do with CPU mining. The easiest way, go to this website which is called minergate.com and download their software, create an account with them, download their graphical user interface. They built a software which is very cool looking, and it mines several currencies. You just download that, click start, and it will start mining. Let me actually go ahead and see if I have that. Minergate. No, I don't have that. So maybe you will go to minergate.com and find the software, download it, log into that, and click start. Click start on a cryptocurrency that you want to mine. But in this video part, I will show you the second way of doing it, because this method, the second method, is mostly used. Because if you have if you have a GPU or if you have ASIC machine, you will use this kind of method, which I'm going to show you in this video. Okay, I will show you the demo. Okay, the first thing you want to do to mine this, you need to go ahead into Google, and let's actually go to google.com, and let's type their CPU miner. Okay, so the first link which comes up, it's called CPU miner download. When you will click that, it will start downloading CPU miner for you, and that is the software which you will use to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, because I already have downloaded that, I have it here. Okay, so I did a foolish thing here. What I did, I have that zip file downloaded and I extract it here, so I don't know which file is attached with this. So basically this is the software which is called Minerd, which this is the software that we will use to mine cryptocurrencies. And I already have an instance running here, so let me actually go to stop that. I will close that, and I will show you how you do this. So the very first thing you do is you download it, the zip file, you extract it wherever you want to. Once it's extracted, you go there. Let's say I extract it on my desktop. What I will do, I will hold on shift button on my keyboard and then right click. Once I do that, I will see one option which says open command window here. I will click that. If you simply right click on here, that option will not appear. Okay, but if you will hold shift and right click, that option will appear. And once you will click that, you will type Minerd space URL equals, and now we need to find a pool that we need to connect to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, in this case, what I will do, I will go to antpool.com. I have already created an account with them. I logged into them, and once I go there, I will find their Stratum servers link there. Okay, I will copy that. If I want to mine bitcoins, I will copy the Bitcoin version. I also need to create some workers, so I will go to worker, and let me see if I already have some. Okay, I already have some workers here, so why not let me create a new one just to show you. So I click create worker. I will type maybe 5. So this is my name, my worker's name full, that is Bilal Pakistani .6. Okay, so I click create. So once the worker is created, I will go back to my dashboard and I will copy the very first link, which is port 333. Okay, I will copy that. I will come back here and I will right click, I will paste that link, space, I need to type two hyphens. Okay, remember this syntax: minor space two hyphens URL equals that link. It should be Stratton plus TCP and colon slash slash stratton.npool.com and these ports. Now I will type my user, and that is Bilal Pakistani DOS6. Okay, the next thing I will do is I will type pass. Pass can be any arbitrary number or integer or some string value. In this case I will just type X, and after writing this command I will simply hit enter. And now this miner software has started CPU mining bitcoins. Okay, it will not generate any bitcoins at all because CPU mining these days is not profitable at all, but just to show you that it is my computer is Core i7. It has 4 cores, so it has started one thread for each of them, and it is generating about 1.6 kilo hashes from one. Overall it will be generating about 1 2 3 4 4 plus 2 6. Let's actually go to calculator and calculate how much total hash power I'm getting from it. So 1.68, let's multiply it by 4. So I'm getting about 6.72 kilo hashes per second from this. Okay, so if you want to do CPU mining just for testing, you can do that. You simply download the CPU miner from Google, and then you extract that, then you type this command and it will start mining bitcoins for you. Okay, I can also hit Control C to stop it. And I also want to go to Litecoin, and if I wanted to mine Litecoins, then what I will do, I will copy that server link, and I will come back here. I will type I will just change this to my new server, and I will paste that and hit enter. Now it is mining Litecoins. Okay, so very easily you can mine any cryptocurrencies you want. So just download CPU miner. If you are mining CPU from CPU, then you will want to download CPU miner, and you will use that to mine cryptocurrencies. Whatever cryptocurrency you want, you will use that to mine. Okay, let me full screen. Okay, so we learned how to use CPU for mining. The first one is use MinerGate software. It's very easy. You just download and click start button, it will start mining. The second one is using CPU miner software and connecting to a pool of your own choice. In my case, I connected to Antpool. You can go to, let's say I will go to Google and I will type Bitcoin mining pool, and from there I will find some pools. Maybe I will find this Slushes pool, and if I click that, then if I create an account with them, they will give me an address where I want to. That address I will put into my mining software here. Okay, so this is the address they are giving me. Okay, so I will copy that. Once I am signed up with them, I will get these information from there. Okay, so using that information, using the same command, I will be able to mine Bitcoin using this slushes pool. Okay, in previous example I was using ant pool, but this example I can use slushes pool or any other pool, whatever you want. Okay, now let me go back to my slide. Okay, so let's talk about GPU mining once again. I already actually talked about that, but what you do, you build a PC, okay, a special PC where you have a motherboard, you buy some graphics cards. Even one graphic card can be used with your existing PC. Okay, you just go and buy a new graphic card and install that graphic card in your PC, and you're ready to go. You can mine cryptocurrencies of your own choice. Okay, so in this example, this is a mining rig that is specifically built for mining. So it is using some graphic cards, or we also call them GPUs. So it's using graphic cards, and then you similarly the setup which I did with CPUs, you also do that with GPUs. Okay, so maybe a different mining software you will need. Okay, so you can look up on the Google and you find that, download that, set up the same way which I did here. Let me stop that because it's not it will not mine anything actually. So you can just put some, the command will be slightly different, but it will follow the same pattern where you will have a pool link, you will have the username, you will have the password, and once you will click that, it will start mining for you. Okay, let's go to the next slide, which is about cloud mining. So I was talking about these days people have built farms. Okay, they built, like in this picture you can see there are hundreds of ASIC machines. They're aligned up in this fashion, where this is a mining pool of some company. I took this photo from internet. So they are building these farms and they are renting their hash power to people. Okay, because when they are renting, they're actually making more profit from mining itself. So they are giving like not actually mining more, but they are giving the hash power to the people. Okay, so that they can actually this buying and selling of these things, it increases the value of the cryptocurrency. So let's not talk about that. Let's just remain in the topic, and that is how you cloud mine. Okay, so there are different things in it also. Okay, so there is this is one thing which is renting hash power, where you rent hash power for a certain period, and if you want to sell back that renting power, then you just go ahead and sell back that. Let's say if I want to buy 15 mega hashes per second for 10 days, I will go to some website. I will show you those website and those results what I got from them. So you go to a website, sign up with them, invest some bitcoins with them, rent some hashing power, maybe mine for 10 days, and after that sell back that hashing power, and that's all done. So you just rented hash power for some days, and then you're done. You sold back your hashing power, and that's all. The second is buying hash power, not renting, buying. Okay, in renting, you give some money to them, they will give you their hash power. You're renting that, and after some time, if you wish to sell back that, you will just give them back your hashing power. You'll take that money, and whatever cryptocurrencies you mine, you also have those. So that is renting. What buying is something that you actually give them your money, and you say, okay, take my $500 and I want to buy high hash power. Okay, so on some sites, some mining farms or some cloud mining services, they give you open-ended. Okay, open-ended means that as long as mining is profitable, you only give them money once. Okay, let's say you give them $500, and they will keep on mining cryptocurrencies for maybe 10 years, 20 years. You never know. It's open ended. As long as mining cryptocurrencies with those ASICs machines is profitable, they will keep on mining for you. Okay, so maybe if you invested $500, you get back maybe $10,000 and $20,000. They don't care. Okay, they gave you the power, and they also charge you daily maintenance costs for that. Okay, they must be having some employees they are working there, the electricity costs, everything. They also charge some daily maintenance cost and one-time fee that is in the beginning. Okay, so once you buy that hashing power, you cannot get back your money. Okay, you have to wait for uh, for some time until you mine some cryptocurrency that will recover your funds, and after that you will keep making profits. Let's say there are few cloud mining services these days where if you buy mining hash power, cloud mining, if you buy that, within 6 to 7 months you recover your initial investment. Okay, and after that, as long as it's going, maybe if it's going for 10 years, then you will keep making profits for those 10 years. Okay, so it's open ended. Okay, so there is other type of mining which is it is for certain periods. Okay, I will show you different websites that offer these types of services, but in this period, so let me actually pause the video and I will come back. There's a guy out there. Okay, let's continue. So that was guy out there, my room, and he was shouting like crazy. Okay, so anyways, okay, so I was talking about mining contracts that are for a certain period. I will show you some websites where you can get those. There's few websites, they offer like mining contract for 2 years, 1 years, just like that. Okay, so let's say you buy a mining contract for maybe 3 months even, or 6 months, or 1 year, whatever. Okay, so if you're getting a contract which is of shorter period, they will cost you more, but they will give you more hashing power. If you're taking a contract that is 1 year long, they will give you at cheaper price, per month cheaper price, but they will give you a little less hashing power. Okay, if you want to get more profits in a shorter period, then you will go for a mining contract that is maybe 3 months long or 6 months long. And if you are okay, like, okay, let's put my $5,000 in a mining contract that will long for 1 year, then you will get a constant monthly income from that, and by the end of year you will be in maybe 50% profit or maybe 100% profit. Okay, so those are mining contracts that they offer these days, and I will show you some websites also. If I'm not able to show you in this video part, I will put the links in the description. You will find those from the description of this video, and from that you can go to those websites. Okay, all right, so we talked about renting hash power, we talked about buying hash power, and we talked about mining contracts. We also talked about open-ended mining contracts, and I also want to talk about this specific special type of mining, renting hash power. I will show you the websites also that gives you hash power for even maybe for 10 minutes. Okay, so people do these things these days. Okay, they go to a certain pool. I will show you what I actually mean. So I did that actually. Okay, so I will show you maybe in next slide. So what they do is they buy some hashing power from from a website, maybe for 1 hour, and they're looking at the mining pool. Okay, it's not it hasn't mined any block for past 2 hours, so there is a greater probability that this hour it will mine 2 or 3 blocks. Okay, so what they do, they simply rent hashing power, very high hashing power, and mine for only 1 hour. Okay, it's basically luck. Okay, so if you mine 3 blocks in that 1 hour, maybe you even double your investment. So that people do these tricks these days. For me it didn't work basically, but if you want to try that, I will also show you how that works. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, demos. Okay, the first thing which I want to show you is where you can buy hashing power is from Hashnest. Okay, I will go to my Hashnest account, and by the way, this Hashnest, this website is trusted. Okay, that's because it is from Bitmain company, which produces ASIC machines. I'm just visiting this website and I will show you what I mean. Okay, so this Bitmain company, this produces these ASIC machines. Okay, and I think I didn't talk in detail about ASICs, or did I? No, I think I didn't. So what ASIC machines do, they have very high hashing power. I actually did talk about that. So these ASIC machines, they just do only one thing. They just mine things. Okay, they are not useful for anything else. They only mine cryptocurrencies. So this Bitmain company, it makes these machines. Okay, and this cloud mining service is from this ASIC, from this company. Okay, so maybe they built a mining farm, like we have seen in the picture, and they are renting its hashing power to its clients. Okay, and also this Bitmain company, they also run this ant pool. This is also their property maybe. Okay, so they have this Hashnest cloud mining service. So what you do basically, you go to your wallet, and first of all you create an account with them, register them, follow all the procedure, and once you do that, you invest some bitcoins with them, you click deposit, and they will generate an address for you where you will send your bitcoins. I already did that, so I invested like $800 here, and you can also deposit Litecoins here. Okay, at this point of time, I think Litecoin mining is more profitable than Bitcoin, so I actually rented this thing, which is Ant L3 mining thing. And what it does, it basically, you go to market after you deposited your money in here, then you go to market here, go to Ant L3, go to market, and you will have some Litecoins with you. Then what you will do, you will just click here. Okay, once you will click here, this ask price is that price at which they are selling hash power to you, and this bid is this is the price at which they are taking back that hashing power from you. So if I wanted to buy hashing power from here, I will buy from this at this price, and if I wanted to sell my hashing power, I will sell at this price. Okay, so if I wanted to rent, like with this much money, this much Litecoins, I can get about 50 mega hashes per second of mining power from here. Okay, so I already tried that for a couple of days, and I figured out that if you take like 50 mega hashes per second mining power, you will be able to generate 0.01 0.1 Litecoins per day, and that is about let me see, where is coin market cap. So okay, so today Litecoin is at 47.64. so if you go to calculator and do a simple calculation, you're mining about 0.1 Litecoin per day, and if you multiply it by 47.64, you get about $4.7 per day. Okay, so if this Litecoin's value goes up by, maybe it goes to $55, then you will be getting about $5.5 per day. If it goes down, you will get less. If it goes up, you will get more. Okay, so with this much money, let me go to calculator back again. So let me see, let's say 4.5 and multiply it by 30. So I'm getting about $135 per month, using 17.14, investing 17.14 Litecoins in it. And also I can sell back my hash power anytime I want. Okay, so if I want to mine for, let's say, 10 days, after 10 days I will have one Litecoin mined for me, and then I wanted to sell back my hash power. Maybe the hashing power's value got up, so I can even sell my hashing power back in the market at a higher price. Okay, so this also happens here. So yes, so this thing I used, and I think it's good for cloud mining. The other thing which I have in my slide is Genesis mining. So this was a thing that where you invest your Litecoins or Bitcoins, anything you want. You can also mine Bitcoins here by selecting this thing. Okay, so if I wanted to mine Litecoins, I will buy Ant L3. If I want to mine Bitcoins, I will buy Ant S9. Okay, so I can use my investment and rent any of these things. So this is the renting thing. Okay, the next thing is, which I want to show you, is Genesis mining. So let me go to Genesis mining, and let me go to Genesis mining. So this was the website where if you invest some Litecoins, you can mine for, let's say, 10 days, even 1 day, or even 1 hour. Okay, so you take the hashing power, you mine for maybe 1 day, 10 days, or 30 days, and after that, when you see, okay, I made enough profit, now I want my principal investment back, so you will come back here, you will sell back your hashing power here, and you will get back your initial investment. Also, you will be having some Litecoins with you which you have mined. Okay, but with Genesis mining here, once you have bought the contract for open-ended or 2 years, you cannot get back your initial investment. Okay, then you're bound to wait for 6 or 7 months to break even, and after that you will be making profits. Okay, so once you have bought mining power, there's no coming back. Okay, so you have to wait. So this is that thing. Okay, now what else? NiceHash. Yes, so the last thing which I want to talk about, then after that I will sum up this video session. The last thing is which I want to talk about is this nicehash.com. Okay, NiceHash is very nice actually. What you do is you invest some Bitcoins here, you go to marketplace. Remember I was talking about mining, renting a hash power for maybe 10 maybe 1 hour. Let me go and let me tell you some details about that. So let's go to Bitcoin. I will I like this was very brief video, although it's very long now, but it was very brief video, and I wanted to cover everything about mining cryptocurrencies and all that, but still there are details to each of these procedures. So maybe in future, if you guys wanted me to make a video for only for Hashnest in detail, or about a nice hash or anything, I will look forward to it and maybe create that. But let's go and briefly tell you about what I mean by nice hash. So as you can see here, the last block this ant pool mined was 1 hour and 40 minutes ago. Okay, so their luck is pretty low at this point. So if I wanted to, I think that in next hour it's very certain that they will mine at least 2 or 3 blocks in 1 hour. Okay, this is my speculation. I don't know for sure, but if I want to risk my money in that, I will go to SHA-256. I will create an account with NiceHash. I will deposit some bitcoins in there. I'll go to SHA-256. I will go to standard. I will select my pool, let's say Bitcoin pool, and I will say I will pay you 0.38 BTC per petahash per day. Okay, so using this I can actually rent a very high hashing power for a limited time, let's say for 1 hour. So if I have like lots of bitcoins there to risk, so what I will do, I will select a very high number, maybe 0.1 petahashes per second, and I will choose my amount which I want to put. Let's say I want to put 0.2 bitcoins. I don't want you to try this because it didn't work for me. So if you want to try this, do it at your own risk, or maybe wait for my one more video from me. Okay, wait for me, there's another guy shouting out. Alright guys, I'm back. So in where I live, there are people selling things. So whenever they're selling things out there, my room is just beside the road. It's not very far here from here. So whenever someone comes, it starts shouting, okay, buy this, buy this. So that becomes a distraction when I'm making a video. So anyways, so what I was talking about, if by the way you don't want to try this, or if you do want to try this, you do not put more than 0.01 BTC here. Okay, or maybe 0.02 at max. Okay, do not put more than that if you just want to try it. Okay, so what this will do, you will place an order here, you will agree to the terms, you will have some balance, you will click place order, and at that particular price, first you have to set up the mining pool. Okay, so let me actually go and briefly show you my mining pools here. So I'm still using ant pool. Okay, so this is my Bitcoin mining pool which I set up. What you do is you click add new, you give your pool some name. If you're mining Litecoins, then your algorithm will be script. If you're mining Bitcoins, your algorithm will be SHA-256. Don't forget that. If you're mining Bitcoins and you're using script algorithm, it will not work, and your mining power will be wasted. So don't do that. So be sure, if you're mining Litecoins, you will choose script. If you're mining Bitcoins, you will choose SHA-256. If you're mining Ethereum, you will choose Equihash. I think you need to make sure that what is the algorithm behind that. I think it's X11, I don't know, but one thing for sure is, for Litecoin it is script, for Bitcoin it is 256. Okay, so if I want to set up a new mining pool here, what I will do, I will go to my pool. I will click Bitcoin. I will click home, dashboard, I will create a worker here. Okay, this was my worker. I created a worker here, and after that I will copy this link from here, and what I will do, I will give my mining pool a name. This can be any name, maybe this will do the job. And after that I will paste the mining pool's link here, and let me copy that, because you can see it includes stratum plus TCP, so you don't need to put that in. If you have that, it will not work, so make sure. So also you don't want to put the port in here, you want to put the port here. So I will put the port number. After that I will put my worker name, which is this. So I will put .6. I will give it a random password. In my case I just use X, and I click add pool. After that pool is added, I will go to marketplace, and if I'm trying my luck, then I will go to my pool and I will click statistics, and as you can see, this mining pool has not mined a blockchain block Bitcoin's block from past 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I'm thinking that it will definitely mine a block within 1 hour. So what I can do, I can come back here and I can click standard. I can rent 0.01 petahashes. I will select my pool. I will put my money in here, maybe 5, maybe 2. So if I put 0.02 BTC in here and I choose 0.05 petahashes per second, it will mine for me for 1 day and 51 minutes. Okay, so if I want to choose something bigger, because if a pool is expected to be mined in 1 hour, I don't want to mine for the whole day. I just want my hashing power to be very high. Okay, so I want to mine at 0.5 petahashes per second for 2 hours and 29 minutes. Maybe I can even increase to 1 petahashes per second. So now this much Bitcoin will be consumed, and I will get about 1 petahashes per second for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. If I place this order, it will take some 10-15 minutes to reach to this petahashes value. Once it reach, it will continue mining it at this hash rate, and if a block is found within 1 hour, maybe 1 or 2 blocks, maybe 3 blocks, then I will be lucky, maybe even I double my investment. This is not sure. Okay, so I tried with Litecoin, it didn't work for me very well. I barely got my initial investment, but I can actually show you that. So if I go to Litecoin and I go to my dashboard, I go to earning history. So as you can see here, these are very low numbers here. Okay, so this is coming from my so when I was recording this, I started to plan to record this video, I put up my CPU miner here, and that CPU miner was mining for me. So as you can see, this is very low amount that the CPU miner still works. Okay, it mines some cryptos, but it's very low, it's not profitable. Okay, but if you come down and you see these numbers, and these were the numbers when I rented some hash power from NiceHash, and I used that hash power to mine on this on this pool, and it mined few blocks like 0.01 Litecoin, 0.01 Litecoin, 0.019 Litecoin. So it mined about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 Litecoins in less than 1 hour. Okay, I consume a lot of Bitcoins on that. So if you want to try that, you're free to go and try that. All right. It was very long video. I didn't expect it that. Okay, to sum up, there are two ways to get Bitcoins or any cryptocurrencies. First way is to buy from an exchange market. We already looked at that. There's the second way to get Bitcoins or any other cryptocurrencies is via mining those. We also looked at that. We looked at how to mine using CPU. We also looked very briefly about mining using GPUs or graphics cards. We also talk about some ASICs machines to mine. That was the part where you set up your own hardware to mine these cryptocurrencies. That is cheaper than cloud mining. Okay, so if you're mining a hash power maybe 500 mega hashes for Litecoin, let's actually go and do that calculation for you. So if let's say I wanted to get 500 mega hashes for Litecoin, then I have to pay this much Litecoins to get that mining power. So let's calculate how much it becomes. Let's say 46.5, 47.5. So it costs me about $8,000 to rent that hashing power. I can sell back it, but still it is big number. Okay, so $8,000 to rent that much 500 mega hashes hashing power. Okay, that will generate quite decent amount. It will generate about 1 Litecoin per day, and that is about $50 per day. So this is good number in terms of profit. So but if the same amount I use to buy ASICs machines to do this, so the Bitmain company, they sell this machine which is called Ant L3 Plus, and I remember its price was 40 LTC. It was 40 LTC. I remember that. I don't know what's the current price. Let's see. Let me click buy now. Okay, so its price is 40 LTC at the moment, and it's available. So that's also a good thing. But also I also need this this power unit with it. So even if I add that power unit, let's see, let me check how much that costs. Let me click that. So 40 LTC for the ASIC machine. By the way, this is 504 mega hashes per second. Okay, so let me see where's the power. I think this is the one. Okay, so total investment to get 504 mega hashes per second is about let me see. Okay, let's calculate here. So it shows us 1964 for the machine. Remember this number, okay, $8,000. So it gives us 1964 for the machine, 105 for the power supply. Let's add $1,000 for shipping, custom charges, all those things, and after paying after that, even it's $3,000 total. And if you compare this number with the cloud mining is more than double. Okay, So cloud mining is expensive, but it also gives you an opportunity to sell back at any time you want. Okay, so but the hardware, if you get that hardware, you also need to care about the electricity costs. You also need to manage it. You also want to make it running 24/7. There are lots of other things with that, so you have to trade off a little bit here. So if you wanted to spend more money but you want to do less work, then put your money in cloud mining. This hashness is it's from Bitmain, so buying this machine or renting here is the same thing actually. So you're buying or renting from the same company. Okay, so if you want to go the hard way but you want it to be cheaper, then you buy this. It's still available, that's the good part. So but if you want to put your money in cloud mining and you want to hassle free, then you will go for cloud mining hashnest. Okay, so to sum up, once again, we learned cloud mining. Okay, we learned about hardware mining. In hardware mining, we learned CPU mining, we learned GPU mining, we learned ASICs mining. Okay, then after that, we learned about cloud mining. We learned about renting hash power from hashnest.com. Similar type of renting from nicehash.com. They're two different things, but both of them they do work for some people. Hashnet is definite. It will make you consistent daily profits. But NiceHash, it's luck part. Okay. With Genesis mining, it's the different story. You also learned about that. So I think this will be pretty much all about this video session. It was very long. So I hope you will show some thumbs up. Maybe if you want to support some bitcoins to me, I'll put my my Bitcoin address in the description. So this is pretty much all about this video part. I hope you like it, and whatever you try, if you try trading, you watch my another video that is specific especially about trading, that talks about in detail about trading. That is a risky part. Okay, so that involves risks more than hash mining. Okay, so you have to choose whatever works for you. So this is pretty much all about that video part. Okay, so take care, bye bye, have fun, and see you next time.